Hello, my name is Robin Keogh. I am the Executive Director of FEA, the Federal Employee Education and Assistance Fund, and welcome to Week 4 of the Feds in Motion Challenge. Feds in Motion is an annual event supporting FEA's mission to empower federal and postal employees and their families to achieve their educational, financial, and career goals as they serve the American people. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your support of the physical, mental, and financial health of federal families. Wellness Wednesdays give us time each week to focus more deeply on different aspects of wellness and to bring you information from experts who work, teach, and coach in the fields we're exploring. Today's session, Desk Flex, where we'll be doing some stretches you can do at your desk, is brought to you with help from our gold sponsor, GEHA. We could not do what we do without our community of feds and supporters, and GEHA has been sponsoring FEA for more than a decade, supporting our scholarship program in addition to the challenge. We really appreciate their commitment to the health and wellness of federal employees and their families, and to the educational goals of feds and their families. It is now my pleasure to introduce Brennan Davis, Benefits Advisor at GEHA, to say a few words and introduce our presenter.
Thank you so much, Robin. As Robin mentioned, I'm a benefits advisor here at GEHA. I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of GEHA to FEA and all who participate in the Feds in Motion Challenge, and also to tell you a little bit about us. GEHA stands for Government Employees Health Association. We are a not-for-profit association offering medical and dental plans exclusively to federal and postal employees and retirees, military retirees, and their families. We were founded over 85 years ago by a group of railway postal employees and have grown to more than 2 million members worldwide. Since our inception, we have remained committed to supporting the federal employees that keep our country going. We are so excited to be participating in FEA's Feds in Motion Challenge, and it is my privilege to introduce our Wellness Wednesday Desk Flex presenter, Dr. Kiersten McCartney. Dr. Kiersten McCartney is a runner, athlete, and scientist, and the spirit of sport and dedication needed to excel at any physical level captivates her. During her first undergraduate exercise science class, things clicked. She had found her space, which led her to earning a master's degree in kinesiology. After spending over 3 years as a personal trainer, group fitness instructor, and full-time clinical exercise physiologist, at the Shirley Ryan AbilityLab, Kiersten knew pursuing a Doctorate of Physical Therapy would further her knowledge and open up more opportunities to grow in this field. She has found a niche in combining her love of sport with her intense curiosity of the science of the human body, working to explore our individual potentials, no matter what our beginning is. Today, she uses these to help others like you achieve their sport, health, and fitness goals. So without further ado, I will hand it over to Dr. Kiersten McCartney.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kiersten McCartney, and I'm a physical therapist and PhD candidate at the University of Delaware. I'm also the director of Arena Adaptive, which provides fitness classes for people with disabilities. I'm here to talk to you guys today about different stretches and ways that you can set up your desk to kind of try and avoid some of the pain and symptoms that you might experience if you're someone who happens to spend most of their day at a desk. So a common symptom that we'll hear from people who spend most of their day at a desk is that they'll tend to have a lot of pain and or tightness in the back of their neck. A lot of times it can be from sitting kind of hunched forward in this way, or the head is kind of reaching forward. So a quick thing that you can do is sit up nice and tall and think about doing a chin tuck. So sometimes what you can do is put your fingers on your chin and literally think about pushing your head back and almost causing yourself to have multiple chins. So if I turn to the side, you can see you want to just hold back, and you want to hold this here for anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds and then relax. You want to keep your shoulders nice and relaxed, again, pushing back, trying to cause multiple chins. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds, and then come forward. So you can do this, 10 times. You could do this every hour, every 2 hours if you find yourself kind of sitting at a desk with computers. Again, just to bring yourself back up in posture and really engage the muscles in the back of your neck. So oftentimes I'll even find myself at a desk, kind of really intrigued about what's going on, and you can get stuck in kind of this forward posture. And something to consider is in between sending emails or writing documents, when you have a moment, you can kind of sit back and again, bring those arms back here. We sometimes call this the doorway stretch. So you can imagine that you're standing in a doorway here, your arms would be on either side of the door, and you're really squeezing your shoulders together here. It helps open up the chest, and it also helps to kind of activate again those muscles in the back, which are becoming more and more lengthened as you sit at a desk. So again, you can bring those arms out. You can have your elbows bent or elbows extended, and just again squeezing those shoulders together, almost like trying to bring your arms together. Again, do this every so often throughout the day just to change the position that you're in and bring some movement into your day. So the next one we're gonna do is gonna help to relieve some tension or stiffness that you might feel in both your lower and your upper back. So to start, just push your chair back from your desk, and then you're just gonna lean forward, really just trying to relax, letting everything hang heavy, your shoulders, your head, and you should feel just like a nice stretch in that low back. Again, you can, get your hands to the floor, or you can cradle them and let yourself just kind of hang here. Let your neck hang loose. So again, you can hold this for a little bit and then sit back up using your hands as you need to. You could move into the doorway stretch from here and then go back down towards the floor. And then another option from here, so again, this is stretching the low back, but if you want to get a twist, which can really help to relieve some stiffness that you might have in the upper back, is to keep one hand kind of down towards the ground or maybe resting on a foot or holding onto a leg, while the other arm is going to reach up and your eyes are going to stay on your hand as you reach up towards the sky, just adding that twist in there. Again, holding this for 5 to 10 seconds and then coming back down. You can stay on this side. Again, eyes always following the hand, getting a nice twist in that upper back, coming on back down. And then you can always switch on over to the other side. So again, this hand can rest on your foot, hold on to your leg while you twist on up here. Don't be surprised if one side you feel like you can twist more than the other. It's very normal for people to be a little bit asymmetrical side to side. So just kind of twist until you feel a stretch. You shouldn't be going into any pain. Holding again for 5 to 10 seconds. Back down, and then you can sit on up. All right, so we've talked about a few different stretches that you can do throughout the day to alleviate any pain, stiffness, soreness, tightness that you might be having from working at a desk all day. But there are ways that you can set up your desk to kind of avoid having any of those symptoms to begin with. So a few things to consider is the combination of your chair and your desk height. So you want it to be so that you have to slightly lift your hands to kind of hit your keyboard or work with your mouse. But you can see my shoulders are nice and relaxed as they rest on these armrests. You can see my hips I'm not hunched forward so I can see the screen. If you have multiple screens, you just want to make sure that there really is a middle point. So with 2 screens, you want to make sure that you're really kind of, if you look straight ahead, you're really towards the middle of the total amount of screen space there might be. And this just prevents you from making like big turns left or big turns right. Because if you get stuck in this position all day, that can end up putting some strain on the neck there. Another thing to consider is kind of monitor height as compared to your eye level. So when you look straight forward, you really should be kind of towards the top third of that screen there. Again, this prevents you from trying to look down like this or looking too high where your neck might be turned back. And there's very easy ways to kind of adjust your screen height. So you can buy things like this on Amazon pretty cheaply, which you can see this laptop is resting on. And that again is putting these screens more level with one another. But then you can also find a Feds Helping Feds box and put your monitor on there, which is going to help raise it up there. Again, you can buy different things to rest your wrist on. There are different keyboards that you can get, which will be slightly angled, which will help kind of keep more of the natural hand position. But again, you don't need a lot of bells and whistles. If your desk is a little bit too low, you can put very small objects underneath to help just raise the desk up. Ultimately, you just want it to be that you don't find yourself kind of hunching too much this way or looking too high or having your neck craning too far to the right. Another quick change that you can make at your desk is to actually remove the chair and get in what we call as this high kneeling position. So when we spend most of our day sitting, the muscles here kind of in the front of your thigh, your hip flexors can become very tight because they're always kind of in this shortened position is what we would say. So when you get into this high kneeling position, you can see I'm really able to stretch the muscles of the quad right here. Again, this is just a different way to change your position and just give your body a new place to be for a little bit of time. I would recommend getting some type of foam pad that you can put just to reduce any stress or pressure that you might feel on the knee. You can keep the toes relaxed, or you can turn the toes like this, whichever is really more comfortable for you. Again, you can switch sides as you saw me do, or if you need to be on one side, that's fine. And then you can always add some slight movement in this way. So you can move your foot out to the side and kind of lean into a stretch there. That'll stretch out muscles in the groin. Again, if we switch out our legs, you can see bringing my leg out to the side and kind of leaning that way. Again, you can do all this while you're typing, sending emails, on meetings, whatever it may be. So you can see we're now at a standing desk, and so a few years ago these were all the rage, and they can still be helpful to reduce you having any pain or stiffness or soreness from sitting all day. But the best mix is really if you can find something between sitting and standing. So again, when it comes to the standing desk, we can think about ergonomics as well, right? So the screen height, we want to be about the same. When I look straight forward, I'm right about top third of that screen. Wherever I have my keyboard, my shoulders should be relaxed, so I don't want to have a keyboard or a mouse that's up here that's causing me to wear my shoulders as earrings. You want to be able to just kind of relax your hands on the keyboard where it might be. A couple things to consider when it comes to a standing desk. Standing can cause some low back pain if we're just kind of in the same position all day. So I would recommend getting some type of kind of foam pad or squishy pad here to stand on. You can use yoga blocks as well. Another thing that you can do is grab a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, anything really, and you can have one foot resting on it. You can even roll your foot back and forth. Again, this is just changing what muscles you're using. Again, you can switch side to side, or if you had a book, a box, a yoga block, you could again rest your foot on some type of step like that and stand like this for a little bit, then switch to the other side. Again, these small movements that you'll have in your position can be really helpful in kind of reducing ever being in one position at the same time, which is often what leads to you feeling that pain, stiffness, or soreness, again, from being in one position all day. All right, Feds in Motion. Thanks for having me here again today. We were able to talk through different stretches that you can do to alleviate any symptoms that you might be having from sitting or standing at a desk for too long, but also ways that you can set up your office to prevent the chance of even having those symptoms in the first place. A couple tips and tricks that I'll give you to help you kind of incorporate these into your daily routine. One, set a timer. Start it with, every 60 minutes or every 90 minutes. When that timer goes off, do one of the stretches that we talked about today, or just simply get up out of your chair and kind of stand and move, and again, just change that position. The second thing is, if you need specific help in setting up the ergonomics of your sitting or standing desk, consider seeing if your office will have someone come in and do ergonomic setups. A lot of companies will offer that, so you can see if that's an option at your workplace. And then the third thing to really consider is there's really no such thing as bad posture or good posture. In my opinion, there really is no perfect posture. And so you just really want to think about how the best position to be in is the next position that you're going to be in. So prevent yourself from sitting or standing in the exact same position all day, every day. That tends to be what causes the pain in the neck and the upper back and lower back that we commonly get from people who are spending most of the day at a desk. So if you can constantly be just slightly adjusting whatever your position might be, that's going to go a long way in preventing you from ever experiencing those symptoms. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. McCartney. I always learn something from your sessions, and we really appreciate getting some stretches that we can do at our desks. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this week. Please be sure to tune in again next week for the final Wellness Wednesday of the 2024 Feds in Motion Challenge, when our topic will be mental gymnastics, strategies for maintaining brain health as we age. Have a great week.